When a woman in a gray coat walked through the doors of SpaceX headquarters on a Tuesday morning, nobody knew who she was. Security guard Marcus Chen almost turned her away. After all, everyone wanted to meet Elon Musk. But then she showed him something that made his hands shake. An old visitor badge from 12 years ago, with a name that nobody had spoken in over a decade. Justine Musk, Elon's first wife, the one who disappeared after their painful divorce. The one who cut off all contact, the one who vanished completely from his life. Within minutes, the entire executive floor was buzzing. Assistants whispered. Executives peeked through windows because Justine wasn't just here for a casual visit. She was clutching a worn leather folder. Her hands trembled. Her eyes looked like she hadn't slept in days. And when they brought her upstairs, when they told Elon she was waiting for him, something impossible happened. Elon Musk, the man who never shows emotion, the CEO who handles rocket explosions without flinching, the billionaire who stays calm through every crisis, started crying. Right there in the hallway, in front of all his employees, tears streaming down his face, before he even knew why she was there. But that wasn't the shocking part, because inside that leather folder, Justine carried a secret she'd kept for 11 years, a secret about a child Elon never knew existed, a secret that would change everything. And when Justine finally revealed the truth, when she spoke the words that had been locked inside her for over a decade, Elon's reaction left everyone absolutely stunned. What was in that folder? What secret had Justine been hiding? And why did she choose this moment, after 12 years of complete silence, to finally come back? Stay with us, because this story will take you on an emotional journey you won't believe. A story about loss, about secrets, about a family torn apart and somehow finding their way back together. Watch until the very end to discover the truth that shocked the world. This is a story that starts with tragedy and ends with hope. Let me take you back to where it all began. Marcus Chen had worked as a security guard at SpaceX headquarters for 7 years. He thought he'd seen everything: famous scientists, movie stars, even a president once. But on this Tuesday morning in October, something felt different. The woman standing outside the glass doors looked nervous. She wore a simple gray coat and dark jeans. Her brown hair was pulled back in a ponytail. She kept shifting her weight from one foot to the other. Her hands gripped a worn leather folder so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Marcus walked to the door. "Can I help you, ma'am?" The woman looked up. Her blue eyes were tired, like she hadn't slept in days. "I need to see Elon Musk." Marcus almost laughed. He heard this request at least 5 times a week. Everyone wanted to see Elon. Kids who loved rockets, people with inventions, fans who just wanted a selfie. "Do you have an appointment?" Marcus asked, trying to be polite. "No," the woman said quietly, "but he'll want to see me, I promise." Marcus had heard that before too. "I'm sorry, but Mr. Musk doesn't take walk-in visitors. If you'd like to." "Please," the woman interrupted, her voice cracked. "Just tell him Justine is here, Justine Musk." Marcus froze. That name sounded familiar, very familiar. Where had he heard it before? The woman reached into her purse. She pulled out an old visitor badge. The plastic was scratched and faded. The photo showed a younger version of the woman in front of him, but what caught Marcus's attention was the date on the badge, 12 years ago, and the name printed underneath the photo, Justine Musk. Marcus's heart started beating faster. Justine Musk, Elon's first wife, the one nobody talked about. The one who disappeared after the divorce. "Wait here," Marcus said. His voice sounded strange. "Let me make a call." He walked back to his security desk. His hands shook as he picked up the phone. He dialed the executive floor. Sarah Park, Elon's main assistant, answered on the second ring. "Sarah, this is Marcus from the front desk," he said. "I have a situation." "What kind of situation?" Sarah sounded busy. She always sounded busy. "There's a woman here. She says her name is Justine Musk." Silence, complete silence. "Sarah, you there?" "Did you say Justine Musk?" Sarah's voice was barely a whisper. "Yes. She has an old visitor badge from 12 years ago. She wants to see Elon." More silence. Then Marcus heard Sarah take a deep breath. "Don't let her leave," Sarah said. "I'll call you right back." The phone went dead. Marcus looked through the glass doors. Justine stood in the same spot, still holding that leather folder. She stared at the ground. She looked like she might run away at any second. 2 minutes passed. They felt like 2 hours. The phone rang. Marcus grabbed it. "Send her up," Sarah said. Her voice was tight. "Use the private elevator. Don't let anyone see her. Bring her straight to conference room B." "Is everything okay?" Marcus asked. "I don't know," Sarah admitted. "Nobody's seen or heard from her in over a decade. This is big, Marcus." Marcus hung up. He walked back to the doors and opened them. "Mrs. Musk, please come with me." Justine stepped inside. She looked around the lobby like she was seeing it for the first time. Maybe she was. The building had changed a lot in 12 years. New rocket models hung from the ceiling. Giant screens showed Mars missions. Everything was bigger, shinier, more impressive. "This way," Marcus said gently. He led her past the main elevators to a smaller one in the back, the private elevator that only executives used. They stepped inside. The doors closed. The elevator started moving up. "How is he?" Justine asked suddenly. Marcus didn't know what to say. "Mr. Musk, he's good, busy, always busy." Justine nodded. "That sounds like him." "If you don't mind me asking," Marcus said carefully, "why now, after all these years?" Justine looked at him. Her eyes were sad. "Because some truths can't wait any longer." The elevator dinged, 5th floor. The doors opened. Sarah Park was waiting in the hallway. She was a small woman in her 30s with sharp eyes and perfect posture. She looked at Justine like she was seeing a ghost. "Mrs. Musk," Sarah said, "please follow me." They walked down a long hallway. Through the glass walls, people worked at their desks. Some looked up. A few did double takes. Whispers started spreading like wildfire. "Is that? It can't be. I thought she moved to another country." Sarah walked faster. Justine kept her eyes straight ahead. Marcus followed behind, not sure if he should stay or go. They reached conference room B. Sarah opened the door. "Wait here, please. I'll get Mr. Musk." Justine stepped inside. The room was huge. A long table filled the space. Windows covered one entire wall, showing the California sky. On another wall hung a massive photo of a rocket launching into space. The door closed. Justine was alone. She set her leather folder on the table, then she walked to the window. She wrapped her arms around herself. From where Marcus stood in the hallway, she looked so small, so scared. Sarah rushed past him. "I need to tell him," she muttered. "How do I even tell him?" Marcus watched her go. Then he looked back at Justine through the glass wall. She'd started pacing. 3 steps one way, 3 steps back, over and over. Down the hall, more employees were gathering. They whispered and pointed. The news was spreading fast. Elon Musk's ex-wife, the one nobody talked about, the one who vanished, was here, right now, upstairs. Marcus's radio crackled. "Marcus, what's happening up there?" It was Tom from the 2nd floor security desk. "People are saying crazy things." Marcus turned off his radio. Some things were too big for casual talk. A door opened down the hall. Sarah came out of Elon's office. She looked pale. Behind her, Marcus could see movement. Someone was standing up. Then Elon Musk stepped into the hallway. He looked exactly like he did in all the photos. Tall, thin, dark suit with no tie, but something was different. His face was white. His eyes were wide. He looked like someone had just told him something impossible. Sarah said something to him. Marcus couldn't hear what. Elon nodded slowly. Then he started walking toward conference room B. Every employee in the hallway stopped working. They all watched. Nobody even pretended to look busy. This was history happening right in front of them. Elon reached the conference room door. He put his hand on the handle. Then he stopped. He stood there frozen for what felt like forever. Through the glass, Justine must have sensed something. She turned around. She saw him standing there. Their eyes met through the glass wall. Marcus had seen a lot of things in 7 years, but he'd never seen Elon Musk cry. Not when rockets exploded. Not when the news attacked him. Not ever. But right now, standing in that hallway with his hand on the door handle, Elon Musk's eyes filled with tears. Sarah gasped. Other employees stood up from their desks. Everyone was watching. Nobody could believe what they were seeing. Elon took a deep breath. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. Then he opened the door and stepped inside. The door closed behind him. Through the glass walls, Marcus could see them standing there, 12 feet apart, not moving, not speaking, just looking at each other across 12 years of silence. Then slowly they both sat down at the long conference table across from each other, like two people about to negotiate the most important deal of their lives. Sarah stood next to Marcus. "This is going to change everything," she whispered. Marcus nodded. He didn't know what was about to happen. None of them did. But as Justine reached for her leather folder and pulled out the first document, Marcus knew one thing for certain. Whatever secrets that folder held, whatever truths had brought Justine back after 12 years of silence, nothing at SpaceX would ever be the same again. And somewhere in that conference room, a conversation was beginning that would shock everyone who heard about it. Inside the conference room, Elon sat perfectly still. His hands rested on the table. He stared at Justine like he was afraid she might disappear if he blinked. Justine looked down at her folder. She couldn't meet his eyes yet. It hurt too much. "I didn't think you'd see me," she said quietly. Elon's voice came out rough. "I didn't think I'd ever see you again." Silence filled the space between them. 12 years of silence. 12 years of words they never said. 12 years of pretending the other person didn't exist. "How have you been?" Elon asked. It was such a simple question, such a normal question, but nothing about this moment was normal. Justine almost laughed. "That's a big question." "I have time," Elon said. "Did he?" Justine wondered. The old Elon never had time. Time was his enemy. Time was something he fought against every single day. But maybe he'd changed. Maybe 12 years had changed him like they'd changed her. "I've been surviving," Justine said finally. "Writing a little, reading a lot, living quietly." Elon nodded. "I looked for you in the beginning, after the divorce." "I know," Justine said. "That's why I disappeared so completely." The words hung in the air, heavy, true, painful. Elon looked out the window at the California sky. "Do you remember when we met?" Justine felt her heart squeeze. "Of course I remember. Canada 2000. Justine was 22 years old. She sat in the Queen's University Library, surrounded by books about fantasy worlds and magic. She wanted to be a writer. She wanted to create stories that made people feel something real. A tall, skinny guy with messy hair kept walking past her table, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, on his fifth pass, he stopped. "You're reading Dune," he said. Justine looked up. The guy was staring at her book like it was the most interesting thing in the world. "Yes," she said. "It's about way more than sand and spice," the guy continued. He didn't even ask if he could sit down. He just pulled out a chair. "It's about human evolution, about seeing the future, about whether knowing what's coming makes you free or trapped." Justine raised her eyebrows. "I know, that's why I'm reading it." The guy blinked, then he smiled. It was a genuine smile, a little awkward but real. "I'm Elon," he said. "Justine," she replied. That was the beginning. Elon was different from anyone Justine had ever met. He talked about things that seemed impossible: electric cars, space travel, changing the entire world. Most people would have sounded crazy saying these things. But when Elon said them, Justine believed him. They started meeting at the library, then at coffee shops. Then Elon asked her on a real date. He took her to the nicest restaurant he could afford. He wore a suit that didn't quite fit. He was so nervous he knocked over his water glass twice. "I'm not good at this," Elon admitted, mopping up water with napkins. "At what?" Justine asked. "Normal things, dating, small talk. I'm better with numbers and systems." Justine smiled. "Then don't do small talk. Tell me about your dreams." Elon's whole face changed. He leaned forward. For the next 2 hours, he painted pictures with words: cities on Mars, cars that didn't need gas, a future where humanity wasn't trapped on one fragile planet. "People think I'm crazy," Elon said. "Maybe you are," Justine replied. "But maybe crazy is what the world needs." They fell in love fast. Too fast, probably. But when you're young and someone understands you in a way nobody else does, fast feels right. Elon was working on his first internet company. He worked 18-hour days. He barely slept. He survived on coffee and determination. Justine supported him. She believed in him when investors said no. She believed in him when the company almost failed 3 times. She believed in him when he had $5 in his bank account and holes in his shoes. "We're going to make it," Elon would say at 2 in the morning, staring at computer code. "I know," Justine would reply, even though she didn't know, even though she was scared. Even though some nights she wondered if they were both chasing impossible dreams. But then the impossible happened. Elon's company succeeded. He sold it for millions of dollars. Suddenly, they weren't poor students anymore. They were rich. They could do anything. Elon asked Justine to marry him. He didn't get down on one knee. He didn't plan a romantic moment. They were eating takeout Chinese food in their tiny apartment when he just said it. "Let's get married." Justine looked up from her noodles. "What?" "Marry me," Elon said. I know I'm not romantic, I know I work too much, but I love you. You're the only person who really sees me." Justine said yes. How could she not? She loved him, she believed in him, she wanted to build a life with him. They got married in 2000. It was a small wedding. Simple, just family and close friends. Justine wore a white dress that cost less than $100. Elon wore the same suit from their first date, but it fit better now. When they said their vows, Elon promised to always put her first, to never forget what mattered most, to build a life together, not just a business. Meant it when he said it. Justine believed that, but promises are easy to make and hard to keep. The next few years were a blur. Elon started new companies, Tesla, SpaceX, each one more ambitious than the last, each one demanding more time, more energy, more of everything he had. Justine tried to be patient. She knew changing the world took sacrifice, but slowly she realized she was always the one sacrificing. Then they had their first baby, Nevada Alexander Musk, born in 2002. He had Elon's eyes and Justine's smile. He was perfect. For 10 weeks they were a family, a real family. Elon came home earlier. He held Nevada for hours. He talked to his tiny son about rockets and stars. Justine thought maybe this was the beginning of something beautiful. Then Nevada stopped breathing. Sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. The doctors used these words, but they didn't explain anything. They didn't explain why a healthy baby could just stop breathing. They didn't explain why life could be so cruel. Nevada died in the hospital. Justine held him as his heart stopped beating. Elon stood in the corner of the room. He didn't cry, he didn't scream. He just stood there completely silent, like his whole world had ended. They buried their son. Justine cried for weeks, months. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't write. Everything hurt. Elon went back to work 3 days after the funeral. 18-hour days turned into 20-hour days. He never talked about Nevada, not once. It was like if he didn't say the name, it wasn't real. If he didn't stop moving, the pain couldn't catch him. "We need to talk about this," Justine begged. "There's nothing to talk about," Elon said. "He's gone, talking won't bring him back." "But I need you," Justine cried. "I need you here with me." "I am here," Elon said, but he wasn't, not really. His body was there, but his mind was somewhere else. His heart was locked away where grief couldn't reach it. They tried to move forward. They had more children, twin boys in 2004, then triplet boys in 2006, 5 sons total. Their house was full of noise and chaos and life, but Justine felt alone. Elon was gone more than he was home. When he was home, he was on his phone, on his computer, solving problems for his companies while their sons asked him to play. "You're missing their childhood," Justine told him. "I'm building their future," Elon replied. They started fighting. Small arguments became big ones. Big ones became screaming matches. The love that once felt so strong started cracking, then breaking, then shattering completely. In 2008, they filed for divorce. It was ugly, public, painful. Lawyers said terrible things. Money got divided. Custody got negotiated like a business deal. The worst part wasn't the anger. The worst part was the sadness, the knowledge that something beautiful had died, that 2 people who once understood each other perfectly had become strangers. Justine took her settlement, she took her share of custody, and then she disappeared. She deleted her social media. She stopped giving interviews. She moved to a small house in a quiet town where nobody knew her name. She never spoke to Elon again. Not a single word in 12 years. Not at their sons' birthdays, not at school events. They communicated through assistants and lawyers. Cold, professional, empty. Sometimes, late at night, Justine would look at old photos. Young Elon and young Justine laughing in that tiny apartment, believing they could conquer the world together. She'd wonder where those people went, how love turned to silence. And sometimes, though she'd never admit it, she wondered if Elon ever looked at those same photos. If he ever missed what they had. If he ever regretted choosing his dreams over their dream. "Until today," Elon said, bringing Justine back to the present moment. Back to this conference room. Back to right now. Justine blinked. She'd been lost in memories. "What?" "You were thinking about the past," Elon said. "I could tell. You always got that look when you were remembering something." Justine felt tears in her eyes. "You still remember that?" "I remember everything about you," Elon said quietly. "I never forgot, I didn't know how to reach you. And after a while I thought maybe I shouldn't try. Maybe you were happier without me in your life." "I wasn't happier," Justine admitted. "But I was safer. Being around you hurt too much." Elon nodded. "I understand." More silence, But this silence felt different, softer, like maybe after 12 years they could finally be honest with each other. "I'm sorry," Elon said suddenly, "for everything, for working too much, for not being there when you needed me, for not knowing how to grieve with you, for letting us fall apart." Justine hadn't expected this. The old Elon never apologized, never admitted he was wrong, but maybe 12 years had taught him things too. "I'm sorry too," Justine said, "for running away, for disappearing completely, for being too hurt to try harder." They looked at each other across the table, two people who once loved each other completely, two people who'd hurt each other deeply, two people trying to figure out if healing was even possible. "Why now?" Elon asked. "Why come back after all this time?" Justine took a deep breath. This was it. This was the moment. She put her hand on the leather folder. "I'm not here to talk about us," she said. "I'm here because of something I found, something about Nevada." Elon's entire body went rigid. Nobody said Nevada's name to him, not ever. His sons knew, his employees knew, even journalists knew. Nevada was the one topic that was completely off limits, but here was Justine saying their dead son's name in this bright conference room like it was the most natural thing in the world. "What about him?" Elon's voice was barely a whisper. Justine opened her folder with shaking hands. "I found out why he died." Elon stared at Justine. His face had gone completely white. His hands gripped the edge of the table. "What do you mean?" His voice shook. Justine pulled out a stack of papers, medical documents, research studies, letters from doctors. Her hands trembled as she spread them across the table. "For 12 years, Justine began, I've been trying to understand. Why Nevada? Why our baby? What did we do wrong?" "We didn't do anything wrong," Elon said quickly. "The doctors said." "I know what the doctors said," Justine interrupted. "SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, it just happens sometimes. No explanation, no reason, just bad luck." She pushed one of the documents toward him. "But 6 months ago, I got a call from a medical researcher. She was studying SIDS cases. Nevada's file was in their database. They'd been doing genetic testing on families who lost babies to SIDS." Elon picked up the paper. His eyes scanned the words, but Justine could tell he wasn't really reading. He was trying to understand what this meant. "They found something," Justine continued. Her voice cracked. "A genetic marker, a mutation that I carry. It increases the risk of SIDS by 70%. The conference room felt too small, too hot. Elon set the paper down. He looked at Justine with an expression she couldn't read. "You're saying..." He couldn't finish the sentence. "I'm saying if we'd known about this marker before Nevada was born, doctors could have monitored him more closely. They could have used special equipment. They could have caught the signs earlier." Tears streamed down Justine's face. "He might have lived." Elon stood up suddenly. His chair rolled backward and hit the wall. He walked to the window. He pressed his forehead against the glass. Outside, people worked at their desks. They had no idea what was happening in this room. They didn't know that two people were learning they could have saved their son. They didn't know that everything was breaking apart all over again. "For 12 years, Justine whispered, "I blamed myself. I thought maybe I'd done something wrong during pregnancy. Maybe I'd eaten the wrong food, or slept in the wrong position, or..." "Stop," Elon said. His voice was sharp. "Just stop." He turned around. His eyes were red, wet, angry. "You've carried this for 6 months, this information, and you're just telling me now." Justine flinched. "I needed time to process it. I needed to understand it myself before." "Before what?" Elon's voice got louder. "Before you decided I deserved to know. Before you thought I might care that our son's death could have been prevented." "That's not fair," Justine said. "Fair?" Elon laughed, but there was no humor in it. "You disappeared for 12 years. You cut me out of your life completely. And now you show up to tell me that Nevada died because of something we didn't know, something we couldn't have known. How is any of this fair?" Justine stood up too. "You want to talk about fair? You weren't there, Elon. When Nevada died, you went back to work. You buried yourself in rockets and cars and everything except the pain. I was alone with it, completely alone." "I didn't know how to help you," Elon shouted. "I didn't know how to help myself. So yes, I worked. I worked because it was the only thing that made sense, the only thing I could control." They stood on opposite sides of the table. 12 years of silence had exploded into 12 years of pain. Outside the conference room, employees had stopped pretending to work. They couldn't hear the words through the thick glass, but they could see everything. They saw Elon shouting. They saw Justine crying. They saw two people destroying each other. Sarah Park rushed down the hallway. "Everyone back to work," she ordered. "Now." People scattered, but they kept glancing back. How could they not? This was the most human they'd ever seen their boss, the most real. Inside the room, Elon had stopped shouting. He leaned against the wall. His shoulders shook. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "I shouldn't have yelled." Justine wiped her eyes. "No, you should have. You should have yelled 12 years ago. You should have cried. You should have broken down. Instead, you just shut down." "I know," Elon said. "I know I did." He walked back to the table. He sat down heavily. He picked up the genetic research paper again. This time he really read it. 70% increased risk, he said. "That's significant." "Yes," Justine said. "And if we'd known," he couldn't finish. "If we'd known, the doctors would have been watching. They would have had monitors on him. They would have seen when his breathing changed. They would have," Justine's voice broke. "They would have saved him." Elon put his head in his hands. For a long moment he didn't move, didn't speak. Then his shoulders started shaking. Not with anger this time, with grief. He was crying, really crying. The kind of crying he should have done 12 years ago. Deep, painful sobs that came from a place he'd kept locked away for too long. Justine walked around the table. She stood next to him. She didn't touch him. She just stood there, letting him finally feel what he'd been running from for over a decade. Outside, Sarah watched through the glass. Her hand covered her mouth. She'd worked for Elon for 5 years. She'd seen him handle disasters. She'd seen him face impossible challenges, but she'd never seen this, never seen him break. Marcus, still standing guard in the hallway, felt tears in his own eyes. He didn't know the whole story, but he knew pain when he saw it. Finally, Elon lifted his head. His face was wet, red, exhausted. "I should have been there for you," he said, "when we lost him. I should have held you. I should have cried with you. I should have been your husband instead of a coward who ran away to his office." "You were in pain too," Justine said softly. "You just didn't know how to show it." "That's not an excuse." "No," Justine agreed. "It's not, but it's the truth." She sat down next to him. Not across from him this time, next to him. The way they used to sit, the way partners sit. "I blamed you for a long time," Justine admitted. "For not being there, for choosing work over us, over me." "You should blame me," Elon said. "I deserve it." "Maybe," Justine said. "But I also blamed myself, for not being stronger, for not forcing you to face what happened, for running away instead of fighting for us." They sat in silence, a different kind of silence now. Not angry, not cold, just sad, the kind of sadness that comes from understanding how badly two people can hurt each other without meaning to. "Why did you really come here?" Elon asked finally. "It's not just to tell me about the genetic marker. You could have sent that information in an email. You could have had a lawyer deliver it, but you came in person. Why?" Justine took a deep breath. This was the hard part, the real reason she was here. "Because I'm starting a foundation," she said, "to fund Sid's research, to pay for genetic screening for pregnant women, to make sure no other family loses a child the way we lost Nevada." Elon looked at her, really looked at her. For the first time since she'd walked into this room, he saw past the pain and the history. He saw what she was trying to do. "That's incredible," he said. "I need help," Justine continued. "Money, yes, but more than that, I need someone with a voice, someone people listen to, someone who can make them care about this issue." She looked directly at him. "I need you, Elon." Elon was quiet for a moment. Then he reached across the space between them. He took her hand. The first time they'd touched in over a decade. "Yes," he said simply. "Whatever you need, however I can help, yes." Justine felt something break open in her chest. Relief, gratitude, hope, emotions she hadn't felt in so long. "Thank you," she whispered. "Don't thank me," Elon said. "This should have been my fight too, from the beginning. I should have been researching with you, fighting with you. Instead, I was building rockets and trying to forget." "You can't change the past," Justine said. "No," Elon agreed. "But maybe we can change the future for other families, other babies." They sat there, hands still touching, connected by grief and purpose and something that might eventually become forgiveness. Outside, Sarah had shooed everyone away from the glass walls, but she stayed. Someone needed to be there. Someone needed to witness this moment when two broken people started trying to piece themselves back together. Inside the conference room, Justine squeezed Elon's hand. Then she let go. She reached back into her leather folder. "There's something else," she said quietly. Elon looked at her. He saw fear in her eyes, real fear. "What is it?" Justine pulled out another document. This one was different, not a medical report, not a research study. It was a birth certificate. She set it on the table between them. Elon stared at it. He read the name, the date, the parents' names listed at the bottom. His whole world stopped. "What is this?" His voice was barely audible. Justine's hands shook. "That's what I really came here to tell you." Elon picked up the birth certificate. He read it again, then again. Like if he read it enough times, it would make sense. Like the words would rearrange themselves into something his brain could understand. But the words stayed the same. Baby's name, Emma Rose Musk. Date of birth, March 15, 2013. Mother, Justine Musk. Father, Elon Musk. "I don't understand," Elon said. Justine stood up. She walked to the window. She couldn't look at him for what she was about to say. "Before our divorce was final," she began, "I found out I was pregnant. One last time. One last attempt to fix what was broken between us." Elon stood up so fast his chair fell over. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying you have a daughter," Justine said. She turned to face him. Tears streamed down her face. "Her name is Emma. She's 11 years old, and she wants to meet you." The conference room went absolutely silent. Through the glass walls, Sarah saw Elon's knees buckle. She saw him grab the table to keep from falling. She saw his mouth open, but no sound came out. This wasn't just shocking. This was impossible. This was a daughter he never knew existed. "She's downstairs right now," Justine whispered. "She came with me." Elon couldn't breathe. He tried to take air into his lungs, but nothing worked. The room spun around him. He gripped the edge of the table harder. "A daughter," he said. The words felt strange in his mouth. "I have a daughter." "Yes," Justine said, "for 11 years. His voice got louder. "For 11 years I had a daughter and you didn't tell me." Justine didn't step back. She'd known this moment would come. She prepared for his anger. She deserved his anger. "Yes," she said again. Elon's face turned red. His hands shook. How could you keep my child from me?" "Because I was scared," Justine shouted back. "I was terrified." "Of what? Of me being her father, of me loving her." "Of losing her," Justine's voice cracked. "Like we lost Nevada, like I was losing you, like I was losing everything." She pressed her hands against her face. When she spoke again, her voice was quieter, broken. "When I found out I was pregnant, our marriage was falling apart. You were barely home. Tesla was almost bankrupt. SpaceX had just had another rocket explosion. You were working 22 hours a day, sleeping in your office, forgetting to eat." Justine walked closer to him. "I was so scared, Elon. Scared of bringing a baby into that chaos. Scared that you'd miss her childhood like you were missing our son's childhood. Scared that I'd be raising another child alone while you saved the world." "You should have told me," Elon said. His voice was hard, cold. "You had no right to make that choice for me." "I know," Justine whispered. "I know I didn't, but I made it anyway." Elon turned away from her. He stared out the window at the parking lot below. Somewhere down there, a little girl was waiting, his daughter, a child he'd never held, never met, never even knew existed. "What did you tell her?" he asked. "About me." Justine wiped her eyes. "The truth, that you're brilliant, that you're changing the world, that you work very hard, maybe too hard." "Did you tell her I abandoned her?" "No," Justine said firmly. "I told her you didn't know about her, that it was my choice, my secret, not your fault." Elon laughed, but it was a bitter sound. "How generous of you." "I'm not asking for your forgiveness," Justine said. "I'm not expecting you to understand. I'm just telling you the truth, finally." Elon spun around. "Why now? Why after 11 years? Why not when she was born? Why not when she was 1 or 5 or 10? Justine looked down at her hands. "Because she figured it out. Emma's smart, really smart. She started asking questions last year about her father, about why she only had half of her medical history. She did the math. She looked at old photos. She put it together." "She knows," Elon's voice was barely a whisper. "She knows," Justine confirmed. "And she wants to meet you. She's been asking for months, begging me. I couldn't say no anymore." Elon sat down heavily. He put his head in his hands. His whole body shook. Sarah, watching from the hallway, pulled out her phone. She texted Elon's other assistant, "Cancel everything for the rest of the day. Everything, don't ask questions." Inside the room, minutes passed. Justine didn't speak. She let Elon process, let him feel, let him break down if he needed to. Finally, Elon looked up. His eyes were red and swollen. "I have 5 sons," he said quietly. 5 boys I love more than anything. I try so hard to be there for them, to not make the same mistakes I made before, to actually show up." He looked at Justine. "And now you're telling me I have a daughter too, a daughter who's been alive for 11 years, who's had birthdays I missed, first days of school I missed, lost teeth and skinned knees and nightmares and all the little moments that make up a childhood. Gone, all of it, gone." "I know," Justine said. Her own tears started again. "I stole those moments from you. I stole them from Emma too. She deserved to know her father. You deserve to know your daughter. I was selfish and scared and wrong." Elon stood up. He paced the room, back and forth, like a caged animal. "What's she like?" he asked suddenly. Justine smiled through her tears. "She's incredible. She reads constantly. Science fiction, fantasy, anything she can get her hands on. She's obsessed with space. She knows everything about SpaceX, every rocket launch, every mission, every failure and success." Elon stopped pacing. "She knows about SpaceX. She follows every single thing you do," Justine said. "She watches your interviews. She reads articles about you. She's fascinated by you. She's been learning about you her whole life, even though she's never met you." Something changed in Elon's face. The anger was still there, but something else appeared too. Curiosity, wonder, fear. "What if she hates me?" he asked. "She doesn't hate you," Justine said. "She's nervous, scared, excited, but she doesn't hate you." "What if I'm not what she expects? What if I disappoint her?" Justine walked over to him. She looked him straight in the eye. "Then you'll be human, just like the rest of us, just like every parent who's ever lived." Elon took a shaky breath. "I don't know how to do this." "Neither do I," Justine admitted. "But we have to try for Emma." Elon nodded slowly. Then he walked to the conference room door. He put his hand on the handle. He stood there, frozen. "She's really downstairs?" he asked. "In the lobby," Justine confirmed. "She's reading a book. She always reads when she's nervous." Elon smiled. It was small and sad, but it was real. "She gets that from you." "And from you," Justine said. "You used to read constantly, before everything got so busy." Elon opened the door. He stepped into the hallway. Sarah was still there, waiting. "Sarah," Elon said. His voice sounded strange, distant. "Cancel everything for today, for tomorrow, for the rest of the week." Sarah's eyes went wide. "Everything?" "Everything," Elon confirmed. "Tell them I have a family emergency, because I do." He started walking toward the elevator. Justine followed. Sarah followed too, keeping a respectful distance. Other employees watched from their desks. They'd never seen Elon like this. He looked lost, scared, human in a way he never let anyone see. They reached the elevator. The doors opened. Elon and Justine stepped inside. Sarah stayed behind. As the doors started to close, Sarah called out, "Mr. Musk." Elon looked up. "Good luck," Sarah said softly. The doors closed. The elevator moved down. Floor 5, floor 4, floor 3. Justine looked at Elon. "Are you okay?" "No," Elon said honestly. "I'm not even close to okay, but I'm about to meet my daughter, so I need to pretend I am." "You don't have to pretend," Justine said. "Emma doesn't need perfect, she just needs real." Floor 2, floor 1, the elevator dinged. The doors opened. The lobby was quiet. A few employees walked past carrying coffee and talking about projects. In the corner, on a bench near the window, sat a girl with dark brown hair pulled into a ponytail. She wore jeans and a purple sweatshirt. Her sneakers had stars on them. Next to her sat a backpack covered in space-themed patches. In her hands, she held a book. She was reading, but her leg bounced nervously. Looked up when she heard the elevator ding. Her eyes met Elon's and everything stopped. Elon couldn't move, couldn't think, couldn't breathe, because the girl looking at him had his eyes, the exact same shade, the exact same intensity. It was like looking into a mirror that showed him himself at 11 years old, but she also had Justine's face, The same delicate features, the same thoughtful expression. She was a perfect combination of both of them. Emma stood up slowly. She set her book on the bench. She didn't run over, she didn't call out. She just stood there 10 feet away looking at her father for the first time in her life. Elon took a step forward, then another, then he stopped. He didn't know what to do. Should he hug her, shake her hand? What do you do when you meet your own child for the first time when she's already 11 years old? Emma solved the problem. She walked forward until she stood right in front of him. She looked up at him. She was small for her age. The top of her head barely reached his chest. "Hi," she said. Her voice was quiet but steady. "I'm Emma." Elon's throat felt tight. When he spoke, his voice cracked. "Hi, Emma, I'm your dad." The words hung in the air. Heavy, real, true. Emma nodded. "I know, I've seen a lot of pictures of you." "I haven't seen any pictures of you," Elon said. Then he realized how that sounded. "Not because I didn't want to, I didn't know you existed." "Mom told me," Emma said. "She said it was her fault, not yours." Elon looked at Justine. She stood a few feet away, giving them space. Tears streamed down her face. He looked back at Emma. He knelt down so they were at the same eye level. Up close, he could see more details, a small scar on her chin, freckles across her nose, her hands fidgeting with the edge of her sweatshirt. "I'm sorry I wasn't there," Elon said. His voice shook. "I'm sorry I missed your whole life so far. I'm sorry for every birthday and every scraped knee and every bedtime story I should have been there for." Emma bit her lip. Her eyes got wet. "It's okay." "It's not okay," Elon said, "but maybe we can start from here, from right now." Emma nodded. Then very slowly she reached out and touched his hand, just one finger, like she was testing if he was real. Elon's whole body shook. He took her hand in both of his. Her hand was so small, so warm, so real. "I've wanted to meet you for so long," Emma whispered. "I didn't know I wanted to meet you," Elon said, "but only because I didn't know you existed. Now that I do, this is the most important moment of my life." Emma smiled. It was a small, shy smile, but it lit up her whole face. Then she did something that would change everything. She stepped forward and hugged him. It wasn't a perfect hug. It was awkward and nervous and uncertain. But Elon wrapped his arms around his daughter for the first time in 11 years. He held her close. He breathed in the smell of her hair, strawberry shampoo. He felt her small body against his. He felt her heart beating. And he cried, deep, painful, grateful sobs. He cried for the 11 years he lost. He cried for Nevada. He cried for Justine. He cried for every mistake he'd ever made. He cried for this miracle standing in his arms. Emma didn't pull away. She held on tight. She cried too. Across the lobby, Marcus, the security guard, turned away. He wiped his eyes. This was too personal, too sacred. Justine stood alone, watching the father and daughter she kept apart, watching them finally connect. She didn't feel relief or pride or satisfaction. She felt grief for the years she'd stolen from both of them, years she could never give back. Finally, Elon pulled back just enough to look at Emma's face. "Can I ask you something?" Emma nodded. "What's your favorite thing in the whole world?" Emma didn't even hesitate. "Space, stars, rockets, everything about getting to other worlds." Elon laughed. It was a real laugh this time, joyful. "Yeah, you want to go to space someday." "More than anything," Emma said. Her whole face lit up. "That's why I read everything about SpaceX. I want to understand how it all works." "Well," Elon said, "how would you like to see some rockets, real ones up close?" Emma's eyes went huge. "Really, right now?" "Right now," Elon confirmed. "Unless you have somewhere else you need to be." Emma looked at Justine. "Mom, can I?" Justine nodded. She couldn't speak. Her throat was too tight. "Then let's go," Elon said. He stood up, but he kept holding Emma's hand. "Let me show you what I've been building. Let me show you everything." They started walking toward the hallway that led to the factory floor. Emma looked up at him with wonder in her eyes. She was about to see the thing she'd dreamed about for years. Halfway across the lobby, Emma stopped. "Dad." Elon froze. That word, that single word. He'd heard it thousands of times from his sons, but hearing it from Emma for the first time hit him like a lightning bolt. "Yes," he managed to say. "I'm glad I finally got to meet you." Elon squeezed her hand. "I'm glad too, Emma. I'm so glad." They disappeared down the hallway, father and daughter together for the first time, starting a relationship that should have started 11 years ago but was starting now. Better late than never. Justine stood alone in the lobby. She'd done what she came to do. She'd told the truth. She'd brought Emma to meet her father. She'd started the healing process, even though it meant exposing her own mistakes. Sarah appeared next to her. "Mrs. Musk, can I get you anything? Coffee? Water?" Justine shook her head. "No, thank you. I just need to sit for a minute." She walked to the bench where Emma had been sitting. She picked up the book Emma had left behind. It was a science fiction novel about colonizing Mars. Justine smiled through her tears. Her daughter dreamed of the stars just like her father did. Maybe that connection would be enough. Maybe they could build something real from here, or maybe Justine had broken something that could never be fully fixed. Only time would tell. Emma couldn't stop staring. Everywhere she looked, there were rockets. Real rockets. Massive metal structures that would actually fly into space. She'd seen them in videos 1,000 times, but seeing them in person made her feel tiny and huge at the same time. Elon walked beside her, still holding her hand. He hadn't let go since they left the lobby. He was afraid if he let go, she might disappear. Like maybe this was all a dream. "That one," Elon said, pointing to a rocket being assembled by a team of engineers, "is going to the International Space Station next month. It's carrying supplies and new equipment." Emma's eyes went wide. "Will there be astronauts on it?" "Not this time," Elon said. "But the next one will carry 4 astronauts. Want to meet them? They're training here today." Emma looked up at him. "Really? Real astronauts?" Elon smiled. "Really." They walked through the factory floor. Engineers looked up from their work. Some did double takes. Who was this girl with their boss? Why was Elon Musk holding a child's hand and smiling like that? One engineer, a woman named Dr. Patricia Rodriguez, approached them. She'd worked at SpaceX for 8 years. She'd never seen Elon bring a child to the factory floor. "Mr. Musk," Patricia said carefully, "is everything all right?" Elon looked at Emma, then back at Patricia. "Everything's perfect. Patricia, I'd like you to meet my daughter, Emma." Patricia's face showed total shock, then confusion, then understanding. She'd heard the whispers from upstairs about Justine, about the secret meeting. "It's very nice to meet you, Emma," Patricia said, recovering quickly. She held out her hand. Emma shook it. "You're an aerospace engineer." "I am," Patricia said, surprised. "How did you know?" "Your badge says Senior Propulsion Engineer," Emma pointed out. "That means you work on the rocket engines, right? Making sure they produce enough thrust for liftoff." Patricia looked at Elon with raised eyebrows. "She's 11. 11, Elon confirmed. Pride filled his voice. "And she knows more about rockets than most adults." Emma blushed. "I just read a lot." "Reading is how you learn everything important," Patricia said. "Never stop reading, Emma." They continued through the factory. Elon explained everything, how the rocket stages separated, how the fuel systems worked, how they calculated trajectories. Emma absorbed every word. She asked questions that most kids would never think of. "Why do you land the boosters vertically instead of letting them fall into the ocean?" Emma asked. "Because we can reuse them," Elon explained. "Rockets used to be like airplanes that you throw away after one flight. Imagine how expensive flying would be if you had to build a new plane every time. We're making rockets reusable so space travel becomes affordable." "So more people can go to space," Emma said. "Exactly," Elon said. "So maybe one day you can go to space." Emma stopped walking. She looked up at him with serious eyes. "Do you really think I could?" Elon knelt down again. He looked right at her. "Emma, I think you could do anything you set your mind to. You're brilliant, you're curious. You ask the right questions. Those are the most important things." "More important than being good at math?" Emma asked. "You can learn math," Elon said. "What you can't learn is curiosity, the need to understand how things work, the courage to ask questions even when everyone thinks you should already know the answers. You have all of that." Emma smiled. "You sound like Mom. She always says asking questions is brave." At the mention of Justine, Elon's expression changed, became more complicated. "Your mom is very smart," he said carefully. "Are you mad at her?" Emma asked. "For not telling you about me?" Elon was quiet for a moment. He'd promised himself he would always be honest with his children, even when the truth was hard. "Yes," he said, "I am mad. I missed 11 years of your life. That hurts a lot." Emma nodded. "I understand." But Elon continued, I'm also grateful because your mom raised you. She made you into this amazing person standing in front of me. She taught you to love books and ask questions and dream about space. So I'm mad and grateful at the same time. Can you be both? Emma asked. Yes, Elon said. People are complicated, feelings are complicated, that's okay. They walked to a viewing area overlooking the main assembly floor. Below them, dozens of engineers worked on different rocket components. The whole factory hummed with activity. Emma leaned against the railing. Dad. There was that word again. Elon's heart squeezed every time she said it. Yes. Why do you work so hard? Emma asked. Mom says you barely sleep, that you're always working. Why? Elon leaned against the railing next to her. That's a big question. I want to understand, Emma said. Everyone says you work too much, that you care more about rockets than people, but that doesn't make sense to me. You make rockets to help people, right? Elon looked out at the factory floor, at the rockets being built, at the future being assembled piece by piece. When I was young, he said, I realized that humanity is fragile. We're all living on one planet. If something happens to Earth, an asteroid, a disaster, anything, then everything we've ever done is gone. All the art, all the music, all the stories, all the love, everything. Emma listened carefully. So I decided, Elon continued, that we need to become a multi-planet species. We need to live on Mars and the Moon and other places. Not because Earth isn't good enough, but because we need backup, like saving important files in 2 places so you don't lose them. So you work hard because you're trying to save humanity, Emma said. Yes, Elon said, but your mom is right too. I work too hard. I forget that saving humanity means nothing if I'm not there for the humans I love most, like you, like your brothers. How many brothers do I have? Emma asked. 5, Elon said. Griffin and Xavier are the twins. They're 21 now. Then there's Kai, Saxon, and Damien, the triplets. They're 18. Do they know about me? Emma's voice got quieter. Not yet, Elon admitted. But they will soon, and they're going to love you. What if they don't? Emma asked. What if they think I'm weird, or they're mad that I exist? Elon put his arm around her shoulders. Emma, you're their sister. Family isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up and loving each other anyway. Emma leaned against him. Is that what you're going to do, show up? Yes, Elon promised. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be at your birthday parties and your school plays and your science fairs. I'm going to be there when you need help with homework and when you're scared and when you just want someone to sit with you and read books. Really? Emma's voice was small, hopeful. Really, Elon said. I can't get back the 11 years I missed, but I can be there for every day from now on. That's my promise to you. Emma was quiet for a moment. Then she said, Mom was scared you wouldn't want me. Elon's chest hurt. Why would she think that? Because you're so busy, Emma said. Because you have important things to do. She thought I'd just be in the way. Emma, look at me, Elon said. He turned her to face him. You are not in the way. You are the most important thing. More important than rockets. More important than companies. More important than any of it. Tears filled Emma's eyes. You mean that? I mean it with every part of me, Elon said. I wish I'd been there from the beginning. I wish I'd held you when you were born. I wish I'd been there for your first words and your first steps and every moment after. But I wasn't. And that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. A tear rolled down Emma's cheek. The worst thing. The worst thing, Elon confirmed. Because I love you, Emma. I've loved you since the moment I saw you in that lobby, even though I just met you. That's how love works. It doesn't need time. It just happens. Emma threw her arms around him. She hugged him tight. She cried into his shoulder. Elon held her. He didn't care that engineers were watching. He didn't care about the meetings he was missing. He didn't care about anything except this little girl in his arms. I love you too, Dad, Emma whispered. Those 5 words changed everything. They spent the next 3 hours together. Elon showed Emma everything. The control room where they monitored launches. The lab where they tested new materials. The simulator where astronauts trained. Emma met the astronauts, 4 brave people who would fly to space next month. They were impressed by her knowledge. They answered all her questions. They even let her sit in the simulator. How does it feel? one astronaut, Commander Lisa Chen, asked. Emma looked at all the controls, all the screens, all the buttons that would control a journey to the stars. Like a dream, Emma said. Like the best dream ever. Maybe someday this won't be a dream, Commander Chen said. Maybe someday you'll be sitting here for real. Do you think I could? Emma asked. I think you could be the first person on Mars, Commander Chen said. You've got the mind for it, the passion for it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. After they left the simulator, Elon took Emma to his office. It was smaller than she expected. Papers covered every surface. Whiteboards filled with equations lined the walls. A sleeping bag sat rolled up in the corner. You sleep here? Emma asked. Sometimes, Elon admitted. When we're close to a launch and I need to be available. Emma picked up a photo from his desk. It showed 5 boys at different ages, her brothers. They look nice, she said. They are, Elon said. They're going to love having a sister. Emma set the photo down. She noticed something on another corner of the desk. A small, worn book. She picked it up. It was a children's book about space. The pages were old and bent. What's this? Emma asked. Elon's face got soft. That was Nevada's book. Emma froze. She knew about Nevada. Her mom had told her. The baby brother who died before Emma was born. Nevada was your brother, Elon said quietly. You never got to meet him. He was only 10 weeks old when he died. Mom told me, Emma said. She said losing him broke both of your hearts. It did, Elon said. For a long time I couldn't even look at that book. It hurt too much. But eventually I put it on my desk to remember him, to remember that some things are more important than work. Emma held the book carefully, like it was precious. Do you think he would have liked me? Elon's eyes filled with tears again. He would have loved you. You would have been the best big sister. Emma opened the book. On the first page in faded handwriting someone had written, For Nevada, may you reach for the stars. Love, Mom and Dad. Mom wrote this, Emma asked. We both did, Elon said. The day he was born, we were so happy, so full of hope. Emma closed the book gently. She set it back on the desk. Then she did something that surprised both of them. She pulled out her phone, she opened her photos. She scrolled to a particular picture and showed it to Elon. The photo showed a small grave marker. Simple, clean, just a name and 2 dates, but someone had left fresh flowers recently. I visit him sometimes, Emma said quietly. Mom takes me. We leave flowers, we tell him stories. I tell him about school and books and what I want to be when I grow up. Elon stared at the photo. He hadn't visited Nevada's grave in years, too painful, too hard. He convinced himself that staying away was better, that not looking at the grave meant not feeling the loss, but Emma visited. This 11-year-old girl visited her brother she never met. She left flowers, she talked to him. You're incredible, Elon whispered. Do you know that? Emma shrugged. I just wanted him to know he has a sister, even if he's not here anymore. Elon pulled Emma into another hug. He held her tight. This beautiful, thoughtful, amazing daughter he never knew he had. Thank you, he said. For what? Emma asked. For being you, Elon said. For being exactly who you are. Eventually, they had to go back downstairs. Justine was still waiting in the lobby. She'd been there for over 3 hours, not knowing what was happening, not knowing if this was going well or falling apart. When she saw them come out of the elevator, still holding hands, both smiling, she felt something break open in her chest. Relief, joy, grief, all of it at once. Emma ran to her. Mom, it was amazing. I saw real rockets and met astronauts and sat in a simulator and Dad showed me everything. Justine hugged her daughter. That sounds wonderful, sweetheart. Elon walked over. He and Justine looked at each other. So much had happened in just a few hours. So much had changed. Thank you, Elon said. For what? Justine asked. For raising her, Elon said. For making her into someone so special, for bringing her here today. Justine's eyes filled with tears. I should have brought her years ago. Maybe, Elon said, but you brought her today, that's what matters. Emma looked between her parents. Are we going to be a family now? Elon and Justine both froze. How do you answer that question? They weren't getting back together. Too much had happened. Too many years had passed. But they had a daughter together. They needed to figure out how to do this. We're going to be something, Justine said carefully. Maybe not like regular families, but we'll figure it out. together. "Can I see Dad again?" Emma asked. "Like regularly?" "Yes," Elon said immediately. "How about every Sunday? We'll have breakfast together, just you and me. We can talk about space and books and anything you want." Emma's whole face lit up. "Really? Every Sunday?" "Every single Sunday," Elon promised, "starting this weekend." Emma turned to Justine. "Is that okay, Mom?" Justine nodded. She couldn't speak. Her throat was too tight. And Elon added, "I want to meet with both of you. Justine, you mentioned starting a foundation for Sid's research. I want to help, really help, not just write a check. I want to use my voice, my platform. I want to make this happen." Justine wiped her eyes. "You mean it?" "I mean it," Elon said. "Nevada deserves that. Every baby deserves that. Let's do something that matters." They stood in the lobby together. Not quite a family, not quite strangers, something in between, something new. Emma pulled out a piece of paper from her backpack. "I made something for you." She handed it to Elon. It was a drawing, a rocket ship flying toward Mars. But in the window of the rocket she'd drawn two stick figures, one tall, one small. Labels underneath read, "Dad and Emma." "I drew this last night," Emma said. "Before I knew if you'd even want to meet me. It's us going to Mars together, someday." Elon looked at the drawing, at his daughter's careful work, at her dream of flying to space with him. He folded it carefully. He put it in his jacket pocket, right over his heart. "This is the best gift anyone's ever given me," he said. "Really?" Emma asked. "Really," Elon said. "I'm going to keep it forever." They said goodbye at the front doors. Emma hugged Elon one more time, long and tight, like she was afraid this might be the last time. "I'll see you Sunday," Elon promised. "I'll text your mom to set it up, okay?" "Okay," Emma said. "Don't forget." "I could never forget," Elon said. Justine and Emma walked to their car. Emma chattered the whole way about everything she'd seen. All the rockets, all the astronauts, all the amazing things. Justine glanced back once. Elon stood in the doorway watching them go. He raised his hand in a small wave. Justine waved back. Then they drove away. Elon stood in the doorway for a long time after they left. Employees walked past him. Nobody said anything. They'd never seen their boss like this, lost in thought, smiling and crying at the same time. Finally, Sarah approached him. "Mr. Musk, do you need anything?" Elon reached into his pocket. He pulled out Emma's drawing. He looked at it again. The rocket, the two stick figures, the dream of flying to Mars together. "Sarah," he said, "I need you to do something." "Of course," Sarah said, "anything." "Clear my schedule every Sunday," Elon said. "From now on, every single Sunday is blocked off. No meetings, no calls, no exceptions." Sarah raised her eyebrows. "Every Sunday for how long?" Elon looked at her. "Forever. Those Sundays belong to my daughter now." Sarah smiled. "I'll make it happen." Elon went back to his office. He sat at his desk. He looked at the photo of his 5 sons. Then he looked at the drawing Emma had made. He'd spent so many years working, building companies, changing the world, missing birthdays and school plays and bedtime stories. He'd lost his first son to death. He'd lost 11 years with his daughter to secrets. But starting now, starting today, things would be different. He pulled out his phone. He called his 5 sons, one by one. He told them they had a sister. He told them about Emma. He asked them to come meet her this weekend. Some were shocked. Some were confused, but all of them said yes. All of them wanted to meet their sister. Then Elon did something he rarely did. He put his phone away. He turned off his computer. He left his office early. He drove home, not to sleep, not to work on secret projects, but to think, to process, to feel everything that had happened today. He had a daughter. A brilliant, kind, amazing daughter who dreamed of space and visited her dead brother's grave and drew pictures of them flying to Mars together. He'd missed 11 years, but he had the rest of her life to show up for. And this time he wouldn't miss it. This time he'd be there. 3 months later, everything had changed. It was a Sunday morning in January. The California sun streamed through the windows of a small diner in Hawthorne. The place wasn't fancy. Just plastic booths and worn tables and a menu that hadn't changed in 20 years. But it was their place. Emma sat across from Elon in their usual booth. A stack of pancakes sat in front of her, barely touched. She was too busy talking to eat. And then Mrs. Peterson said my science project was the best one she'd seen in 10 years of teaching, Emma said. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. She wants me to enter it in the regional competition. Elon smiled. What was your project about? Sustainable life support systems for Mars colonies, Emma said. I designed a closed-loop water recycling system that uses 90% less energy than current systems. Elon nearly choked on his coffee. You designed what? Emma pulled out her tablet. She showed him detailed diagrams, calculations, 3D models. The work was sophisticated, advanced, way beyond what most 11-year-olds could do. Where did you learn to do this? Elon asked. Emma shrugged. I read a lot, and I watched all your interviews where you talk about Mars. I figured if we're going to live there, we need better systems, so I designed one. Elon stared at his daughter with pure amazement. Emma, this is incredible. This could work. Really? Emma leaned forward. Really? Elon said. He zoomed in on one of her diagrams. This filtration design here, I think we could use this. Actually use it at SpaceX. Emma's mouth dropped open. You're serious? Completely serious, Elon said. Would you be okay with that, with us testing your design? Emma couldn't speak. She just nodded, her eyes huge. Then it's settled, Elon said. I'll have my engineering team look at it this week. We'll give you full credit, of course. Dad, Emma whispered, this is the best day ever. Elon reached across the table and squeezed her hand. You earned it. This is your work, your brilliant mind. The waitress came by to refill their coffee and orange juice. Her name was Rosa. After 3 months of Sunday breakfasts, she knew them by name. You two are smiling big today, Rosa said. Good news. My daughter just solved a major engineering problem, Elon said proudly. Rosa beamed at Emma. Smart and beautiful. Your papa is very lucky. After Rosa left, Emma took a bite of her pancakes. Can I ask you something? Anything, Elon said. Are you happy? Emma's voice was quiet. Like really happy, not just pretending. Elon set down his coffee. He looked at his daughter carefully. Why do you ask? Because Mom says you work too hard, Emma said. She says you forget to eat and sleep. She worries about you. I worry about you too. Elon's chest felt tight. Emma, I'm happier than I've been in a very long time. These Sundays with you, they're the best part of my week. But what about the other 6 days? Emma asked. She was too smart, too observant. She saw everything. The other days are hard sometimes, Elon admitted. Running companies is stressful. There are always problems to solve, always fires to put out. Then why do you do it? Emma asked. Elon thought about how to explain. Remember when you designed that water system, how you spent weeks working on it, how you kept trying even when things didn't work. Emma nodded. Why did you keep going? Elon asked. Because it mattered, Emma said. Because if I could figure it out, it might help people someday. Exactly, Elon said. That's why I do what I do, because it matters. Because maybe if I work hard enough, we can actually get to Mars. We can actually make electric cars normal. We can actually change the world. But you matter too, Emma said. You can't change the world if you work yourself to death. Elon smiled sadly. When did you get so wise? I've always been wise, Emma said matter-of-factly. You just didn't know me yet. They finished their breakfast. Then they did what they did every Sunday. They went to the bookstore. It was a small independent bookstore 3 blocks from the diner, floor-to-ceiling shelves packed with books, the smell of paper and ink and possibility. Emma loved this place. She could spend hours here, running her fingers along spines, reading back covers, discovering new worlds. Today, she headed straight for the science fiction section. Elon followed, watching as she scanned titles with serious concentration. What are you looking for? He asked. Something about artificial intelligence, Emma said. I want to understand how AI works. Real AI, not movie AI. Elon pulled a book from a higher shelf. Try this one. It's technical, but it explains the concepts clearly. Emma took the book. She flipped through it, reading random pages. Then she looked up at him. Will AI take over the world someday, like in movies? That's a big question, Elon said. I want to know what you think, Emma said. Your real opinion, not the answer you give in interviews. Elon sat down on the floor right there in the aisle. Emma sat next to him. 2 people surrounded by thousands of stories, having a real conversation. I think AI is dangerous, Elon said. Not because it's evil, but because it might become smarter than us and we won't be able to control it. So what do? Emma asked. We work very hard to make sure AI stays safe, Elon said. We build in protections, we think carefully about every step, we don't rush. Emma nodded thoughtfully. Maybe that's what I'll do when I grow up, make sure AI doesn't destroy humanity. Not Mars colonies, Elon asked with a smile. I can do both, Emma said confidently. Why pick just one dream? Elon laughed. Why indeed? They bought 3 books, the AI book for Emma, a science fiction novel they could read together, and a cookbook because Emma had decided she wanted to learn how to make real food. I'm tired of Mom's cooking, Emma whispered as they paid. Don't tell her I agreed with you, Elon whispered back. They walked to Elon's car, bags of books in hand. The January air was cool but not cold, perfect California weather. As Elon opened the car door, his phone buzzed. He ignored it. It buzzed again and again. Emma saw his face change. You need to check that, don't you? It can wait, Elon said. Dad, Emma said gently, I know emergencies happen, it's okay. Elon hesitated. Then he looked at his phone. 3 messages from his assistant, 2 from Tesla's CEO, 1 from SpaceX Mission Control. There's a problem with tomorrow's launch, he said. Weather's turning bad, they need a decision. Then make your decision, Emma said. I'll wait. Elon made the call. He talked to Mission Control for 5 minutes. He asked questions. He made the hard choice to delay the launch. Safety first, always. When he hung up, Emma was sitting on the curb reading one of their new books. She looked up and smiled. All done, she asked. All done, Elon said. I'm sorry, I promised these Sundays were just for you. It's okay, Emma said. You're still here, that's what matters. You didn't leave. You didn't send me home early. You just handled it and came back. That's showing up. Elon sat down on the curb next to her. How are you so understanding? Because I know you're trying, Emma said simply. Mom explained it to me once. She said some people work hard because they're running away from something, but you work hard because you're running towards something. There's a difference. Your mom said that? Elon asked. Yeah, Emma said. She's not mad at you anymore, not really. She said you're doing better, showing up more, keeping your promises. Elon felt something warm in his chest. How is your mom? She's good, Emma said. The foundation is getting bigger, more donations coming in. She's been on TV twice talking about Sid's research. She says it feels good to turn something sad into something helpful. She's brave, Elon said. She is, Emma agreed. So are you. It's brave to admit you were wrong, to try to be better. Not everyone does that. They sat there for a moment, father and daughter on a curb outside a bookstore, the world moving around them. I met my brothers yesterday, Emma said suddenly. Elon's head snapped up. You did? How did it go? Emma grinned. It was weird at first. They're all so much older than me. But then Saxon challenged me to a video game competition and I totally destroyed him. After that, they decided I was cool. Elon laughed. That sounds about right. Griffin wants to teach me how to code, Emma continued. And Damien said I could come to his robotics competition next month. They all seemed happy that I exist. Of course they're happy, Elon said. You're their sister. Xavier was quiet, Emma said. Her voice got softer. He didn't talk much, but when we were leaving, he hugged me. He said, I'm glad Dad has you. Maybe you can teach him how to slow down. Elon's throat felt tight. Xavier had always been the most thoughtful of his sons, the one who saw things others missed. Can I teach you that? Emma asked. How to slow down. You already are, Elon said. These Sundays, I actually turn off my phone for a few hours. I actually sit and eat and talk. That's slow for me. Baby steps, Emma said wisely. Baby steps, Elon agreed. They drove to Emma's house. It was a small place in a quiet neighborhood, nothing fancy, but it had a garden where Justine grew vegetables, and a front porch with 2 rocking chairs, and wind chimes that sang in the breeze. Justine came out when she heard the car. She wore jeans and an old sweater. Her hair was down. She looked relaxed, happy even. How was breakfast? She asked as Emma bounced out of the car. Amazing, Emma said. Dad said SpaceX might use my water system design. Justine's eyebrows shot up. She looked at Elon. It's actually brilliant, Elon said. Our engineers should have thought of it years ago. That's wonderful, sweetheart, Justine said to Emma. Why don't you go inside and put your books away? I want to talk to your dad for a minute. Emma nodded and ran inside, already opening her AI book. Justine and Elon stood in the driveway. 3 months ago, they couldn't be in the same room without old pain suffocating them. Now something had shifted. The anger had softened. The hurt had eased. They weren't friends exactly, but they were something, partners maybe, co-parents trying their best. She talks about you all week, Justine said. Every Sunday she counts down the days. You're keeping your promise. I told her I would, Elon said. I know, Justine said, but I also know how easy it is to break promises when work gets crazy. The fact that you haven't, it means everything. Elon shifted his weight. How's the foundation going? Justine's face lit up. We just got approval for our first major research grant. 3 universities are going to study the genetic markers. We're going to screen 10,000 pregnant women for free over the next 2 years. That's incredible, Elon said, and he meant it. We couldn't have done it without your support, Justine said. When you went on that podcast and talked about Nevada, about SIDS, about the research we're funding, donations jumped 400% overnight. It needed to be said, Elon said simply. Justine looked at him carefully. It must have been hard talking about him publicly. You never wanted to before. I was wrong, Elon said. I thought if I didn't talk about it, it would hurt less. But pain doesn't work that way. It just builds up inside until it breaks you. Yeah, Justine said softly, it does. They were quiet for a moment. Then Justine said, thank you. For what? For loving her, Justine said. For showing up, for being the father she needs. I was so scared you'd be too busy, too distracted, that you'd promise and then disappear. I almost did, Elon admitted. The first few weeks I kept thinking I should cancel, that I had too much work, that one Sunday wouldn't matter. But you didn't cancel, Justine said. No, Elon said, because every time I thought about canceling, I remembered her face, how she looks at me like I'm a superhero, how she asks me questions like my answers matter, how she drew that picture of us going to Mars together. She carries that picture everywhere, Justine said. Did you know that? She made a copy. She keeps it in her backpack. She shows it to people. Elon felt his eyes get wet. Really? Really, Justine said. You're her hero, Elon. Don't forget that. Even when work gets hard, even when you're tired, you're her hero. A car pulled up across the street. A neighbor getting home from grocery shopping. Normal life continuing all around them. I should go, Elon said. I have a meeting in an hour. On Sunday, Justine asked. It's with Japan, Elon explained. Time zones make Sundays necessary sometimes. Justine nodded. She understood. Will we see you at Emma's school science fair next week? I'll be there, Elon promised. Front row. She'll love that, Justine said. Elon turned to go, then he stopped. He looked back at Justine. I'm sorry, he said. Justine frowned. For what? For everything, Elon said. For not being there when Nevada died. For working too much when we were married. For letting us fall apart, for all of it. Justine's eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry too, for disappearing, for keeping Emma from you, for being too angry to try to fix things. We were both broken, Elon said. Yeah, Justine agreed, we were. But maybe we're healing, Elon said, a little bit through her. Justine smiled. She's pretty amazing, isn't she? She's the best thing I've ever been part of creating, Elon said. Better than any rocket or car or company, she's the best thing. Emma watched from her bedroom window. She saw her parents talking in the driveway. She saw them almost crying. She saw them almost smiling. She saw them being kind to each other. It wasn't perfect. Her family wasn't like other families. Her parents weren't together. Her dad was crazy busy. Her mom still got sad sometimes when she thought Emma wasn't looking. But it was better, so much better than 3 months ago when they didn't talk at all. Emma pulled out the drawing she'd made. The rocket flying to Mars, her and her dad together. She'd made new drawings since then. One with her and all 5 of her brothers. One with her mom at the foundation office. One with the whole family together, smiling, different but connected. She hung them all on her wall. A gallery of hope. A gallery of healing. gallery of a family that broke apart but was slowly, carefully putting itself back together. At SpaceX headquarters, Sarah Park prepared for Monday morning. She organized Elon's schedule. Meetings with engineers, calls with investors, design reviews, press conferences, but every single Sunday was blocked off. In bright red letters, Emma, do not schedule, no exception. Sarah smiled every time she saw those red letters. She'd worked for Elon for 6 years. She'd seen him miss birthdays, cancel vacation, skip meals and sleep. She'd watched him slowly burn himself out in the name of progress. But these past 3 months, something had changed. Elon left earlier some days. He asked about his employees' families more. He seemed softer somehow, more human. All because of a girl with dark hair and curious eyes. A daughter he didn't know existed until 3 months ago. One person had changed everything. At Tesla's design studio, engineers worked on a new car prototype. On the wall hung a printout of a diagram, a water recycling system for Mars colonies, designed by an 11-year-old girl. The head engineer, Dr. James Coe, studied the design. "This is actually ingenious," he muttered. "Why didn't we think of this?" His assistant looked up. "Who designed it?" "Elon's daughter," James said. "The young one, Emma." "I didn't know he had a young daughter," the assistant said. "Neither did anyone," James said. "But apparently she's brilliant, and apparently Elon's taking her seriously." The assistant came over to look at the design. "Will it work?" "I think it will," James said. "I think this 11-year-old just solved a problem we've been stuck on for 2 years." He made a note to call Elon in the morning, to ask if Emma wanted to come see them test her design, to ask if she wanted to be part of the team, because genius was genius no matter how old you were. In a small house in a quiet neighborhood, Emma fell asleep reading her new book about artificial intelligence. The lamp on her nightstand stayed on. Her bookmark, a photo of her and her dad at SpaceX, peeked out from between the pages. Justine came in to check on her. She turned off the lamp. She pulled the blanket up. She kissed Emma's forehead. "Good night, baby," Justine whispered. "Dream of rockets and stars." In his own house across town, Elon sat at his desk, but he wasn't working. He was looking at his phone, at photos from the past 3 months. Emma at her first SpaceX visit, Emma meeting her brothers, Emma at Sunday breakfast, Emma at the bookstore, Emma laughing, Emma thinking, Emma being Emma. Elon had done many incredible things in his life. He'd built companies worth billions. He'd sent rockets to space. He changed entire industries, but none of that compared to this, to being a father. Growing up, to loving someone more than he loved work. 3 months ago, Justine walked back into his life with a secret that shattered him. A daughter he never knew, 11 years he'd missed, a betrayal that should have destroyed them both. But instead, something beautiful had happened, something impossible, something miraculous. They were healing, all of them, slowly, imperfectly, but really. Nevada was still gone. Those 11 years with Emma were still lost. The pain didn't disappear. The regrets didn't vanish. But moving forward, they could build something new. A family that was broken and pieced back together. A family that chose each other every single day. And sometimes Elon thought that's the most beautiful kind of family there is. He set his phone down. He opened his laptop. He had work to do, problems to solve, a world to change. But first he sent a text to Emma. "Thank you for teaching me how to slow down. Love, Dad." 3 dots appeared. Then Emma's response. "Thank you for showing up. Love, Emma. P.S. Don't forget the science fair next week." Elon smiled. He added it to his calendar in bright red letters. No exceptions, because this time he'd be there. This time he wouldn't miss it. This time he was choosing his daughter, and that choice changed everything. 6 months later, July. The California sun blazed overhead. The parking lot at SpaceX headquarters was packed. News vans lined the street. Cameras pointed at the main building. Reporters held microphones waiting. Inside, in the largest conference room, people filled every seat. Engineers, scientists, doctors, researchers, journalists, all waiting for the announcement. At the front of the room stood a table with 3 microphones. Behind it, a large screen showed the logo for the Nevada Musk Foundation for SIDS research. Justine stood backstage, smoothing down her blue dress. Her hands shook slightly. She'd given speeches before, but never like this. Never with so many people watching. Never with so much riding on what she had to say. "You ready?" a voice asked. She turned. Elon stood there in a dark suit. He looked tired. He always looked tired, but his eyes were bright, focused. "I'm nervous," Justine admitted. "You're going to be great," Elon said. You've been preparing for this moment for 6 months. You know this research inside and out. What if I mess up? Justine asked. What if I forget the numbers? What if? Justine, Elon interrupted gently. You're not doing this alone. I'm right there with you. Remember. Justine took a deep breath. Right, together. Together, Elon confirmed. A production assistant peeked around the corner. 2 minutes. Justine's heart pounded. This was it. The moment they'd been building toward. The announcement that could change everything for families like theirs. Emma appeared wearing a purple dress and her star sneakers. Mom, Dad, they want us. Us, that word still felt strange sometimes, but also right. The three of them walked toward the stage. Emma held both their hands, a family, not traditional, not simple, but real. They stepped into the lights. Cameras flashed. People applauded. Justine, Elon, and Emma took their seats at the table. Justine leaned into her microphone. Thank you all for coming. Her voice shook only a little. Emma squeezed her hand under the table. 6 months ago, Justine continued, I came back into Elon's life after 12 years of silence. I came to tell him about a discovery that changed everything I thought I knew about our son Nevada's death. The room was absolutely silent. Every reporter leaned forward. We lost Nevada to SIDS when he was 10 weeks old, Justine said. Her voice grew stronger. For years, we blamed ourselves. We wondered what we'd done wrong. We carried guilt that nearly destroyed us both. She clicked the remote. The screen behind them changed. Medical charts appeared, research data, genetic information. But I discovered that I carry a rare genetic marker, Justine said. This marker increases SIDS risk by 70%. If we'd known about it before Nevada was born, doctors could have monitored him more closely. They could have used special equipment. They might have saved his life. Cameras clicked furiously. Reporters typed on laptops. That discovery broke my heart all over again, Justine said. Tears filled her eyes, but she kept going. But it also gave me purpose. If this information could have saved Nevada, it could save other babies, other families. We could turn our tragedy into prevention. She clicked the remote again. The Nevada Musk Foundation logo filled the screen. Today, I'm proud to announce the results of our first major research study, Justine said. Over the past 6 months, we've screened 10,000 pregnant women for genetic markers associated with SIDS risk. We've identified 847 women carrying high-risk markers. We've provided them with specialized monitoring equipment and medical support. Another click, a new image appeared, a graph showing dramatic results. Of those 847 high-risk pregnancies, Justine said, her voice shaking with emotion, we've had 0 SIDS deaths. 0. Because we knew what to look for, because we monitored carefully, because we had the knowledge that we didn't have when Nevada was born. The room erupted, applause, gasps. A few reporters wiped their eyes. Elon leaned into his microphone. What Justine is saying is that we can prevent SIDS deaths. Not all of them, not yet, but many of them, maybe most of them, if we screen for these genetic markers, if we provide the right equipment, if we educate parents and doctors. He clicked the remote. Another slide appeared, a dollar amount that made people gasp. That's why I'm personally donating $100 million to SIDS research, Elon said. And that's why Tesla and SpaceX are partnering with the Nevada Musk Foundation to provide free genetic screening to any pregnant woman who wants it, in any country, no exceptions. More applause, louder this time. We can't bring Nevada back, Elon said, his voice cracked. But we can honor his memory. We can make sure other families don't have to go through what we went through. We can save lives. Emma leaned into her microphone. Nobody expected her to speak. She was just supposed to sit there, but she had something to say. My brother died before I was born, Emma said. Her voice was small but clear. I never got to meet him, but I visit his grave. I talk to him. I tell him about the work we're doing, about all the babies we're going to save. She looked up at her parents. I think he'd be proud of us. I think he'd be happy that something good came from something so sad. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. After the press conference, they stood outside in the parking lot. The reporters had left. The cameras were gone. It was just the three of them in the fading sunlight. That was intense, Emma said. You were amazing, Justine told her. Both of you were amazing. We were a team, Elon said. That's what families do, they work together. A black car pulled up. Xavier, Griffin, Kai, Saxon, and Damien climbed out, all 5 of Emma's brothers here to support their family. Griffin walked over first. He was 22 now, tall and serious. He hugged Emma. "You killed it, little sis." "I was so nervous," Emma admitted. "Couldn't tell," Saxon said, ruffling her hair. "You sounded like a pro." Xavier approached Justine. "Thank you," he said quietly, "for doing this, for honoring Nevada." Justine's eyes filled with tears. "You remember him?" "A little," Xavier said. "Mostly I remember how sad everyone was, how quiet the house got. I'm glad we're talking about him now. I'm glad his name means something good." The triplets Kai, Saxon, and Damien stood with Emma. They'd bonded over the past 6 months. They taught her video games. She helped them with homework. They protected her at school events. She made them laugh. They weren't a perfect family. They still lived in different houses. They still had complicated feelings, but they were trying, really trying. "Want to grab dinner?" Elon asked. "All of us." Everyone looked at each other. Then they nodded. "Pizza," Emma suggested. "Pizza," they all agreed. They went to a small pizza place near the beach. Nothing fancy, just good food and family time. They crowded into a corner booth, laughing and talking over each other. Emma sat between Elon and Justine. Her brothers surrounded them, a family that shouldn't work but somehow did. "Can I say something?" Emma asked when the pizza arrived. Everyone got quiet. "I know our family is weird," Emma said. "Mom and Dad aren't married. I didn't meet Dad until I was 11. We all live in different places. Nothing about us is normal." "Emma," Justine started. But Emma interrupted. "I think we're perfect anyway because we choose each other every day. We could be angry, we could hold grudges, we could stay broken, but we don't. We choose to be a family." Griffin raised his soda. "To weird, perfect families." Everyone raised their glasses. "To weird, perfect families." They ate pizza and told stories. Damien described his latest robotics competition. Saxon talked about college applications. Kai showed them a new song he was learning on guitar. Elon's phone buzzed. He looked at it. Then he put it in his pocket. "Everything okay?" Emma asked. "Just work," Elon said. "It can wait." Emma smiled. 6 months ago, that phone call would have ended dinner. Elon would have excused himself. He would have chosen work. But not tonight. Tonight he chose family. Later, after they dropped everyone off, Elon drove Emma and Justine back to their house. The night was cool. Stars filled the sky. "You can see Orion," Emma said, pointing out the window. "And Mars," Elon added. "See that red dot?" Emma pressed her face to the glass. "I still want to go there someday." "You will," Elon said confidently. "I have no doubt." They pulled up to the house. Justine started to get out, but Elon touched her arm. "Wait," he said. "I need to tell you both something." Emma and Justine looked at him. "I've been thinking a lot about priorities," Elon said. "About what matters, about what I want my life to look like." He took a deep breath. "I'm stepping back from some of my roles. Not quitting, I'm not that evolved yet, but stepping back. I'm getting better CEOs for some companies. I'm delegating more. I'm creating space in my life." "For what?" Justine asked. "For this," Elon said, gesturing to them. "For family, for actually being present, for not missing the important moments." Emma's eyes went wide. "Really?" "Really?" Elon confirmed. "I spent 12 years running from pain. I spent 11 years not knowing I had a daughter. I'm not wasting any more time. Life's too short. Family's too important." Justine wiped her eyes. "Elon, I'm proud of you." "Don't be proud yet," Elon said with a small smile. "Check back in a year, see if I actually stick to it." "You will," Emma said confidently, "because you promised, and you keep your promises now." Elon looked at his daughter, this incredible girl who changed everything, who taught him how to slow down, how to feel, how to be human. "Yes," he said, "I do." Emma lay in bed that night thinking about everything, the press conference, the family dinner, her dad's promise to make more time. 6 months ago, she was just a girl with a secret, a girl who knew who her father was but had never met him, a girl who wondered if he'd even want to know her. Now she had a dad who showed up every Sunday, brothers who protected her, a mom who was changing the world, a family that, despite everything, loved each other. She thought about Nevada, her brother she never met. the baby whose death had broken her parents but whose memory was now saving lives. "I wish I could have known you," Emma whispered into the darkness. "But I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to help Mom and Dad save other babies. I'm going to make your name mean something good." She fell asleep with the stars glowing on her ceiling, with dreams of rockets and Mars, with hope for tomorrow. In his own house, Elon sat in his home office, but his computer was off. His phone was on silent. He wasn't working. He was reading one of the books Emma had recommended, a science fiction novel about finding family in unexpected places. On his desk sat three things: Nevada's baby book, Emma's drawing of them going to Mars, and a new photo from tonight, all 7 of his children together smiling. He'd made so many mistakes, missed so many moments, lost so many years, but he was here now. Present, trying, changing, that had to count for something. His phone lit up with a text from Emma. "Thank you for today, thank you for everything. You're the best dad, love you." Elon smiled. He texted back, "You're the best daughter, thank you for teaching me what really matters, love you too." He set his phone down. He picked up his book. He read until his eyes grew heavy. For the first time in years, Elon Musk went to bed early. Not because he was tired from work, but because he was content, because he had something more important than work. He had family, real, messy, imperfect, beautiful family, and that was enough. 1 year later, the SpaceX launch pad glowed under stadium lights. A rocket stood ready, pointing at the stars. Inside the viewing center, Emma sat with her family, all of them, her mom, her dad, her 5 brothers, together. T-2 minutes, the loudspeaker announced. Emma gripped the armrests. This was it, the biggest launch of the year. A mission to Mars carrying supplies for the future colony. And attached to the outside of the rocket in a protective case was something special: Emma's water recycling system. Her design being tested in actual space. "Nervous?" Elon asked. "Terrified," Emma admitted. "Good," Elon said. "That means you care, that means it matters." T-1 minute. Justine took Emma's other hand. "Whatever happens, we're proud of you." The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. Emma thought about everything that had led to this moment. Her mom's courage in revealing the truth. Her dad's willingness to change. A family that broke apart but found its way back together. 3, 2, 1. The rocket ignited. Fire and smoke filled the air. The ground shook. The rocket lifted slowly, then faster still, up into the night sky, up toward the stars, up toward Mars. Emma watched through tears. Her design was going to space. Her dream was becoming real. The rocket disappeared into the darkness, leaving only a trail of light. "Did you see that?" Emma shouted over the noise. "Did you see it?" "We saw it," her brothers yelled back. Elon wrapped his arms around her. "I'm so proud of you." "We did it together," Emma said. "All of us. That's what families do." Later, after the celebration, after the congratulations, after everything settled, Emma stood outside looking at the stars. Somewhere up there, her design was heading to Mars. Somewhere up there, humanity's future was being built. Elon came to stand beside her. "What are you thinking?" "I'm thinking about Nevada," Emma said. "About how something so sad turned into something so beautiful. About how we're saving lives because we lost him. About how pain can become purpose." "That's very wise," Elon said. "I learned it from you," Emma said. "From Mom, from all of us." They stood in comfortable silence, father and daughter, looking at the same stars, dreaming the same dreams. "Dad," Emma said. "Yeah. Thank you for showing up, for keeping your promises, for choosing us." Elon's voice was thick with emotion. "Thank you for giving me a reason to." Emma leaned against him. "You think we'll actually get to Mars together, like in my drawing?" "I know we will," Elon said. "Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but someday. And when we do, we'll carry Nevada with us. We'll carry all the babies the Foundation saved. We'll carry all the love that brought us back together." "That's a lot to carry," Emma said. "That's what rockets are for," Elon replied. "Carrying important things to important places." Emma smiled. She pulled out her phone. She took a picture of the night sky, the stars, the emptiness where the rocket had disappeared. She posted it online with a caption: "Dreams don't have expiration dates. Family isn't defined by how it starts, but by how it chooses to continue. Tonight we launched hope toward Mars, and tomorrow we'll keep choosing each other. That's what love does." The post went viral within hours. Millions of people saw it. They saw a girl who met her father at 11 but loved him anyway. They saw a family that broke but healed. They saw hope in the darkness. The end. After 12 years of silence, Justine showed up at Elon's office with a secret that should have destroyed them. A daughter he never knew, a truth about their son's death. 11 years of lies and pain. But Elon's reaction shocked everyone because instead of anger, he chose love. Instead of blame, he chose understanding. Instead of running away like he always had, he stayed. And that choice changed everything. It brought a family back together. It saved countless lives through Sid's research. It taught a workaholic genius how to be human again. It gave a little girl her father. It gave 5 boys their sister. It gave 2 broken people a chance to heal. Not through forgetting the past, not through pretending everything was fine, but through choosing each other every single day. Even when it was hard, especially when it was hard, because that's what real love does. It shows up, it stays, it tries. And sometimes when you're very lucky, it transforms tragedy into purpose, pain into healing, secrets into truth, silence into connection. Emma stood under the stars, surrounded by her family, watching her dreams lift towards space. She thought about the journey that brought them here, about the courage it took for her mom to reveal the truth, about the grace it took for her dad to forgive, about the strength it took for all of them to choose love over anger. They weren't perfect, they never would be, but they were real, and they were trying, and they were together, and that was more than enough. That was everything. So that's the incredible story of how one brave moment changed everything. A secret revealed, a family healed, and lives saved through love and purpose. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this from? Drop your country or city in the comments below. I love connecting with viewers from all around the world. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button. It helps us spread more stories of hope and kindness to people who need them. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another inspiring story. Together, we can fill the world with more compassion and understanding. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now for another amazing story. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's never too late to choose love over anger and connection over silence.